How does a wizard become a lich? I spent a lot of time thinking about how things like magic work in D&D, so I'm going to share an idea I've had for liches. So for those that don't know, a lich starts out life as a wizard. This wizard has a soul, which I've represented by colouring in his head. Through some process, the wizard can take the soul out of their body and put it into a magical object, usually called a phylactery. They just put their soul in a box, so it's no longer in them. That means when some young upstart heroes kill the body is able to reconvene and reform, all for as long as the soul is still about. So, how do we get from A to B? I think the first thing that I want to outline is that good people won't become good liches. I think when we're designing this, we need to say that no matter how good the intentions are of the wizard when they start, as they move closer to being a lich, they do grow more evil. Now, you can disagree with that, your world building can be different, but I think actually this story works best when we have a good wizard gradually become evil. So I think step one, nice and easy, you can actually easily put a bit of your soul into the phylactery. Just a small amount, you actually don't need to do much other than a fairly standard ritual. Now, I'm not going to get into the real arguments for what your soul is in the real world, whether or not you believe we have one, but in D&D we're dealing with a world of magic. We're going to say that your soul is your kind of personhood. So that's all the kind of incorporeal stuff about you that isn't just your body, your wants, your desires, your goodness, your beliefs, all of that is in your soul. And when you move just a little bit outside, you don't lose enough to lose yourself yet, but you're going to begin to change just that little bit so that the next steps of the ritual feel less and less bad. Second step, I think you're going to have to start doing things like destroying objects that are closely personal to you or other people or relationships you've had. Something that really hits your soul and makes it a little bit more malleable. Then I think you're going to need to start using life force to move the souls between things. And the more that you want to move into your phylactery, the more people are going to be sacrificed to your ends. Now, these are just examples. I actually don't know what the A to B path looks like. Maybe it looks totally different for every lich. But I think as a character, it's much more interesting if every step that gets a little bit more evil, but because you've lost more of your soul, that evil doesn't feel worse. Another thing is the idea of making this permanent. If you do this initial step, you could walk away and still be more or less the person you were before. But you have lost a bit of your soul. You've lost a bit of what makes you you. And so suddenly the momentum to keep going, the sunk cost fallacy, is going to start itching at you. And because by the end, the person has lost so much of their soul and done such terrible things, they will not be a good person anymore. They will be the kind of evil, very intelligent monster that we know a lich to be. I have more thoughts about this. I might make a follow-up, but let me know. Do you think that makes sense? I think it makes sense. Anyway, okay, bye.